everyone. So I want to praise Patrick Mahomes a little bit in the segment right here. Patrick Mahomes, as we speak today, is obviously the best quarterback in all football. He threw 50 touchdown passes in his first season ever as a starter. He followed it up the very next year, winning a Super Bowl. And this year, Patrick Mahomes very well could do both those things. He could very well win regular season MVP, and he very well could win the Super Bowl once again in 2020. He's that good, and this Kansas City Chiefs team is that good. And in my opinion, actually not even in my opinion, I don't think it's up for debate really. Patrick Mahomes is on pace to shatter nearly every single NFL record. He's on pace to do that if he plays another 15 to 20 seasons. And by the way, that's not out of the question. I think that a lot of quarterbacks are playing a lot longer than they have in the past. Tom Brady, Drew Brees, they're still going strong into their 40s. Philip Rivers, he's still playing at a fairly high level based on his age. Aaron Rodgers, he's not slowing down. He's on pace for a career high in touchdown passes, despite being 37 years old. Patrick Mahomes, it's not out of the question this guy can have a 15 to 20 year career. And if he has a 15 to 20 year career, he will shatter pretty much virtually every single NFL record. Drew Brees, Patrick Mahomes is coming for your records. Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes is coming for your records, man. Patrick Mahomes recently, a couple weeks ago, became the fastest player in NFL history to reach 100 career touchdown passes based on the amount of games that he has played. Patrick Mahomes reached that mark in 40 career games. So it only took him 40 career games to get to 100 career touchdown passes. It took Peyton Manning 70 career games to get to that same mark. It took Drew Brees 50 games to get to that same mark. It took Tom Brady 57 games, and it took Aaron Rodgers 59 games. So Patrick Mahomes, he's off to a pretty fast start in his career, man. And this season, Patrick Mahomes is on pace for 43 touchdown passes, which will, for his career, put him at 119 touchdown passes in only his fourth season in the NFL, third season starting. So I did a little bit of math right here. Patrick Mahomes, if he finishes with 43 touchdown passes this year, he'll be averaging around 39.6 touchdown passes per season. Now, I figure that's a little bit high. Eventually, over time, the roster could get depleted. There could be some injuries. So I decided to do a little calculation. And I calculated some things. And I said, if Patrick Mahomes averages 35 touchdown passes over the next 10 years, I wonder what that would put him at. I'll give you the answer. That will put him at 469 career touchdown passes. That would be good for fifth all time on the current NFL list right now. And by the way, at that point, he'd still only be 35 years old. So if Patrick Mahomes continues to play at the pace that he's playing, if he plays for about another 10 years, he'll be already top 10 or top 5 all time in pretty much every single statistical category by about age 35. And I said to myself, okay, let's see if he can go a little bit further. Let's see how good Patrick Mahomes would be if he plays into his 40s. So I said, okay, over the next 15 years, if Patrick Mahomes averages 30 touchdowns a season, let's see how many touchdowns he will have thrown by his age 40 season. He will have gotten to 569 career touchdowns by the age of 40 if he does what I just said he could do. Okay? Guess what? That will be ahead of Tom Brady, because right now, Tom Brady is the all-time touchdown pass leader with 566 career touchdown passes. So pretty much all I'm saying, people, is if Patrick Mahomes averages around 30 touchdowns a season for the next 15 to 20 years, he's going to shatter pretty much all these records, man. And not to mention, I think Patrick Mahomes will probably, continue to get the Super Bowls. He may not win 6 Super Bowls like Tom Brady, but I can see Patrick Mahomes at least winning 2 more Super Bowls before his career is over. I could easily see Patrick Mahomes being the all-time leader in career passing yards when it's all said and done. He'll at least challenge Drew Brees. In fact, if Patrick Mahomes averages 4,500 passing yards for the next 15 seasons, that's going to give him 67 1,500 yards to add to his total already. So that would put him around 71,000 passing yards, which would be good for 4th all-time on the all-time passing yards list, only behind Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, and Drew Brees will be the only quarterbacks ahead of Patrick Mahomes, and he still will have a couple more seasons left in his tank because he'd be around 40 years old. It's not out the possibility that Patrick Mahomes, based on the way that NFL teams operate, based on the, A-plus medical facilities we have, based on the treatment these players get, based on how much these players invest in their body, it's not crazy to think that we could see Patrick Mahomes playing football until he's 45 years old, and by that time, he'll probably have well over 70,000 passing yards. He'll probably have around 600 career touchdown passes. He'll probably have about 5 or 6 NFL MVPs when it's all said and done. Very well could win the MVP this year. And based on the way his team is looking and based on the organization that he plays for, which is an A-plus at GM, they've got a very good head coach. They've given him a great roster. They draft well. It's a pretty big market. The team and the front office is not afraid to spend money on free agents. They're not afraid to make trades. I think that they can make the necessary moves to allow Patrick Mahomes to get to about 3 or 4 more Super Bowls, maybe more than that. We'll have to see, man. Who's really challenging Kansas City right now in the AFC? Not a whole lot of people outside of Pittsburgh are close to Kansas City. Buffalo, maybe. Houston, if they get a better head coach, maybe. Cleveland, are you trusting Baker Mayfield to go head-to-head with Patrick Mahomes? I'm not so sure. Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens, can they make the playoffs this year? I'm not sure, So all I'm trying to say, people, is Patrick Mahomes, he might become the Michael Jordan of football when it's all said and done because this guy, he's on pace to shatter nearly every single record. He's amazing. He's great. He's going to win a lot of games. He's the total package, man. He really is. He's as close to a perfect quarterback as you can get. Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers are as close to perfect quarterbacks as it gets, A-plus arm. They're very accurate down the field. They're mobile. They're great competitors. Patrick Mahomes is coachable, and he's everything you want. He's everything you look for at the quarterback position. So, yeah, man, Patrick Mahomes, by the time his career is over, he could very easily shatter every single NFL record. No doubt about it. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juiciest Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. And I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big-time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juiciest Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God-blessed day, and I'm out.